Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I wanted to talk about how to know whether you should be saving or spending without guilty feelings. I have a whole system that I want to share with you. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so I think a lot of us feel like we are bad with money, whether you have gotten yourself into debt or you're really struggling to save money. Maybe you really do have a lot of expenses and your income is a lot lower than what you would like it to be, or you have a pretty good income and you feel like you are still struggling. So it's how do we know when we should be saving and spend, or when it's okay to actually spend some money, right? Because I think a lot of us do struggle also with spending. So money has a job, right? All of our money should have a job. And that means you are either earmarking it to save, to pay off debt, to invest, or to spend. So I do think that spending should be a bucket. It should be a category. It should be an account, however you want to set it up. But you need to have some kind of spending, even if it's minimal. It could be a cash jar in your kitchen where you put extra money that you can go out and spend at a thrift store or wherever, or you want to go pick up a cup of coffee that month or that week and you have extra money. You do have to have something to spend, because otherwise your life is going to feel pretty miserable long term, because a lot of the things that we are doing with our money take time. They're not going to be instantaneous, whatever stage it is that you're in, whether it's paying off debt, building your emergency fund, trying to build wealth, and setting up your retirement accounts and trying to get to the point where you can retire. Whatever it is that your goal is with your money, it's going to take a while, right? Most things do take time. It's not, you see a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, like this person just, it seems like overnight that they made millions of dollars. And that's not really reality for the majority of people, nor should it be, because, if you get rich quick, a lot of times you lose it quickly. I feel like your mind needs to have time to adjust to your growing wealth and then your spending habits. And it's like when things are too quick, that's when they tend to go awry. So I think it's better that they take time, but because they take time and it's going to stretch out, you also don't want to get burnt out and feel like you don't have any money to spend. You have to spend a little bit in addition to saving and paying off debt and all the things that we're trying to do with our money. And the interesting thing is, a lot of people will agonize over spending $20, say, out at Target or wherever you're shopping, which I have done many times, like agonized over a $20 purchase. And should I get this? Should I not get this? Okay, so for my first step, it is your stage of life filter. Okay, so that's the first thing that you're going to think about. So what stage of life are you in right now? So are you in survival mode, meaning that you have debt still that you're trying to pay off, or you are trying to build up your fully funded emergency fund, and so you are just trying to survive day by day, you're just trying to get through, you're sort of paycheck to paycheck. That's survival mode. Or maybe you are in the stability and growth mode where you have paid off your debt, you have your fully funded emergency fund, and now you are working on growing your wealth and building up those investments. Next is the planned versus emotional test. So before spending anything, ask yourself, did I plan for this? Or am I just reacting to stress or boredom or fatigue? Because if it's planned, then you can spend guilt-free because you have budgeted for it, you had saved for it, you've planned it out, you've really thought about it in a clear mind, clear head space. You're not going to be impulse buying. But if it is not something that you've planned for, or you realize that you are in a bad place emotionally or physically or what have you, then probably it's best not to spend the money on it. Next is the repeat or the regret question. So you're going to ask yourself, am I going to regret making this purchase? Am I going to afterwards have feelings of, would you be happy making this same purchase again next month? And what this does is it filters out impulse buys, it filters out fake rich spending, and also any kind of social pressure spending is filtered out. Then we have the life impact. So does this purchase make your daily life easier? Does it save time? Does it improve your energy or your family life? So if the answer is yes, then it's worth it. And if the answer is no, then you want to stop yourself before buying it. Okay, so let's talk about the 4% rule, which maybe you've heard of before. So, for example, if you are interested in having a Netflix subscription or any subscription per month and it's $12 a month and you want to do that, but you feel kind of guilty about it, ask yourself, do you have enough money invested that will cover that subscription? So, for example, if you have $3,600 in a high yield savings account and it's earning 4%, then that would cover the cost of your $12 a month subscription. So that way you can sort of take the guilt out of it. If you have, $3,600 invested in the market and you know you're making at least 4%, you know that you're going to be able to, that makes it so you're clear. You can cover that subscription service that you want to purchase. So if you think about purchases in that way, sometimes that helps people to feel like, okay, I know that I'm not hurting my investments, my net. I have the money sitting there and the interest that I'm earning off of that is enough to cover the cost of this fun item that I want to be paying for. So every $10 a month subscription is going to cost you about $3,000 invested somewhere. So yeah, so think about if that helps you to maybe not pay for the subscription, then that's helpful. So for $10, do you have at least $3,000 invested or saved somewhere earning at least 4% interest? So decision fatigue is huge. It's a big thing, and I struggle with decision fatigue a lot because I feel like I have a lot of decisions in my life on a daily basis. And there's a lot of people who really work hard to eliminate the amount of decisions that we're making, which is why I've talked before about how important it is to automate things, your savings, your investing, anything you can automate. I say do so. Even if my vitamins, I have that automated. Like I like to take a lot of vitamin supplements and herbal supplements, trying to keep myself as healthy as possible. And I like to automate that so that they're just delivered every 2 months or whatever, however often I need them. I don't have to think about it. Just they get delivered and I have them. All my bills are on auto pay. That way I don't have to worry about missing a payment. So I highly suggest doing that. And so anytime we have to make a decision, it is mentally exhausting. It weighs you down, especially when you have a lot of decisions going on. Even with like my clothes, I've been really preferring just wearing black. I know clothes are fun for a lot of people. For me, it is not fun. I do not like having to pick out outfits. So the simpler I can make it, the better. I prefer almost a uniform look because it just makes it one less thing that I have to think about every single day as far as a decision of what to do. And so I'm trying to eliminate as many decisions as I can. And I'm feeling guilty about buying something or not buying something. I just that's another decision. So when I have a set account or a set amount of money where I know that I can spend X per week or per month, it helps again to take out that decision fatigue. And so I know if I'm just out with, friends or my family or whoever, if I'm shopping and I feel like I want to buy something, I don't have to be like agonizing about whether or not I should spend the money on that thing because I'm like, well, I've got the money or I don't have the money. I'm out of my spending money. My spending budget is exhausted. So I just know I'm not buying it. And then I just don't have to think about it. There's no decision. So we don't want to be feeling bad if we do purchase things. And if you do think you're going to feel bad though, then possibly pause and take a second, whether that means you take 5 minutes, walk. Sometimes I put things in my cart and I walk around the store for a while. And then by the time I end up leaving, I have nothing in my cart. I've taken everything back out again and put it back on the shelf. So be very careful about taking a little bit of time, just a little bit of time, to involve some space there to sort of contemplate and relook through your cart before you go to the checkout line and buy things, because you might find you end up just putting things back and realize you don't really need that. It's not something that really isn't that important, and it's not worth it to feel bad about it later if it's something that you can't afford right now or don't have in your budget for that week or that month or that day. Okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe and click that little like button because it does help others to find my channel. And I will talk to you in the next video.